In a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
Hey YouTubers, if you like what you see, make sure you click subscribe below. Today we're going to do our Thursday night triple threat episode. You're going to want to stick around for this song. Let's crack a cold one.
In a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
I'm gonna sing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, Shake It Off. I'm picking on my own. I'll make the rules up as I go. And that's what James don't know. That's what James don't know. Punishment served. Welcome to the Swiftie zone.
And the punishment was served. Spoiler alert, there's going to be another punishment in this episode, and it's going to be the same person singing the song.
Three-time champ.
So we're back at our Thursday night triple threat episode. This is Triple Coverage Podcast. I'm here with my brother James.
What's up, dudes?
My name is Jay. And as you see before you, if you're watching us on YouTube, you will see this. We have a brand new punishment wheel that we're going to roll out. I just couldn't take singing anymore. It's not so much the singing, and it's not even so much the writing of the lyrics every week. It's more of I get stressed out trying to find the right song.
Yeah, you know it's fun. It's fun to do. It's fun to hear when you don't lose. It's fun. But I think that this is gonna be better. I bought a wheel on Amazon. We thought 8 punishments. We put on the wheel that we can change in week to week. Karaoke is still on there,
yes.
So that is still an option. Might still be chosen. We don't know. We're gonna spin it halfway through the episode here, and that'll be for the following episode, and we'll know what our punishment is. So we have a week to prepare. There's a lot of different things on there that we'll go over later on in the episode. But I'm excited that there's more options out there. There's a few on there that I'm really not looking forward to, so I'm hoping it doesn't land on that.
Yeah, but you know what? At least the option for karaoke is still there because I don't mind doing it. It's just every week doing it is kind of it's stressing me out finding a song. Like I said,
I can see you're stressed out. You have a cold sore.
Yeah, that's what I got it from.
Yeah, stressed out, man. I mean, just win, baby, like the Oakland Raiders used to be.
I have noticed that since we went to the 50-50 split, that it is a little harder to not lose because you have a 50% chance.
I found it a lot easier. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever gets number 1 pick is pretty much going to win. And guess who drew number 1 again?
This guy.
Woo!
So, good luck.
All right, so the format for today is going to be like always. We are going to do a review of last Thursday's game. We're going to do the punishment song in the middle. Then we're going to preview next Thursday's game. At the end of this episode, we're going to bring back a little segment called What Are You Mad About? And we're going to bring that back, and I want it to be a recurring theme.
I do too. There's been many things I've been mad about over the season. I just haven't had the platform to say what they are. Now I'm ready to burst, and something happened again last night that I can't wait to get out. So,
wow,
yeah,
is it okay?
Not fantasy related either.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah,
I like it. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
So let's jump right into the review of last week. A game that I actually. I'll tell you what, because we obviously talk about betting here a lot. We're living in Vegas, so of course we bet. We're degenerates. All week long, the first part of this week, I was all over the Giants because the opening line on this game was 3.5.
Right.
The Giants were getting 3.5 at home. And I said, I love the Giants, especially with the hook. Philadelphia can't guard the receivers, and Eli's going to have a good game. I went down to the sportsbook on Thursday afternoon before the game started to bet this game, and it was all the way down to Philadelphia getting, favored by 1.5.
Yes, correct.
So once I saw that, I immediately changed my bet. And
Yeah.
I bet Philadelphia and over instead of the Giants and over.
I took Philly and over, and it was funny because this game came down to the fourth quarter. After they kicked that field goal, that's when it went over. It was like 45.5, I want to say it was.
Yeah.
Somewhere around that range. So that put the game at 47. I'm like, okay, this game's flying over. And then that ended up being the final score. The last 10.5 minutes of the game, no one scored. I'm sorry, they kicked the field goal at 14.5 minutes.
8 seconds into the fourth quarter.
And then no one scored again after that.
Right.
So even in garbage time, Eli Manning wasn't able to move the ball efficiently, and something's got to happen there. I don't know if Eli Manning's on his way out, but unfortunately, the Giants didn't draft anybody in the earlier rounds. They did draft Kyle Lauletta in the 4th round, but out of Richmond, by the way. They also have Alex Tanney behind him, who's 30 years old. This is 19 that he's been on. So I don't know how many options the Giants have behind Eli. If they did want to move in on him or move away from him or maybe bench him for a game or two, I don't know who gets the start. To me, it's Kyle Lauletta should get the start, but Alex Tanney has been a journeyman in the league, and has he even started a game, Alex Tanney, that you know for a fact? And what team was it?
You know what? It's funny because he was on the Cowboys at one time.
Yeah, okay.
And he may have started a game, or maybe not started, but he may have come in
To Neil?
in relief. God, I don't
But
remember.
the stat that I wanted to dive into is Eli Manning. Is he really that bad, or is the offensive line that bad? Is the offense just not clicking? But Eli Manning's been sacked 20 times this year. 20 times is a lot of times to be sacked, and that's not counting the times that he was pressured or he was hit or he was thrown down to the ground. This is just sacks. So if you consider 20 times in 6 games, that's over 3 a game that he's getting sacked. That's not even pressured. So like Eli Manning, we all know is not mobile. Okay, so if he's going to be pressured, he's going to be hit, he's going to be blindsided and tackled and sacked and everything else in between. He's not going to get away from these guys. So I don't know if the route they want to go is to a more mobile quarterback. Maybe sign like a Tyrod Taylor or somebody else that's out there, but I just don't know who is going to just come right in there and be a world of difference and get these Giants to get back on track.
And that's what kind of sucks for the Giants right now is because, like you said, the offensive line is what I blame most. Like, it's not all the offensive line. Like, Eli does have some times where he just doesn't throw the ball where he needs to, and he never attempts a pass over 20 yards. Odell Beckham has been very vocal about that. I would like to see him at least take a couple shots, especially with the way the new rule changes are.
I know that you're going to get a pass interference call half the time anyway.
Maybe you'll get a pass interference. Like, I don't think that someone's going to be able to just jump right in front of Odell and take it out of his hands.
But here's the problem. So you're Eli Manning. You're getting trashed on by a wide receiver that is your number 1 wide receiver, and everyone else is not backing you up. No one's basically having your defense at all. No one has your back. Are you going to start throwing the ball deep downfield and risk throwing a couple more interceptions and look even worse? If you're Eli and you're like, well, damn, you guys are already crapping all over me. Now I start throwing the ball deep, and let's say he does throw a couple interceptions, like, it's only going to get worse for him. So I think his mindset is make the shorter pass, the more accurate pass, and have the better chance of succeeding in small doses rather than go for the gusto and just throw these home run balls and these 50-50 splits where he could throw a couple of more interceptions. Now he looks even worse. Yeah, so I'm kind of torn between who I believe. Is it really Eli Manning? He's not that bad.
At some point, if they keep losing, they're probably going to go to Kyle Lauletta and see what they have at least, because at least that way they know if they're in the market to draft a quarterback next year.
Oh, they're definitely drafting a quarterback next year.
Or what if they have Lauletta and he comes in and actually plays well? I just don't think he's going to play that great behind that offensive line, but they at least have to see what they have, because they didn't do that with Davis Webb. Right. They drafted him in the 3rd round, which isn't super early, but they drafted him, and then they never even saw what they had out of him. And then they go out and get Lauletta, so that you can't just keep getting quarterbacks and then not seeing how they play in game time.
And stop drafting quarterbacks in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round. Start spending some draft capital. You already got your Saquon Barkley. Now you have your running back of the future. You have your wide receiver of the future locked up, and Sterling Shepard's there, and Evan Ingram's there. You have the weapons. You're just missing that offensive line and quarterback, in my opinion. So it's going to be a rough rest of the year for the Giants. I thought they looked okay the first couple of weeks of the season, even though they started off, slow. They were still in the game. Now they're just getting blown out.
Yeah, the final score was 34-13. Like you said, it went over. Eagles just completely dominated this game, and
no only bright spot again, Saquon Barkley. 99 yards receiving on 9 catches. He also rushed for 100. Did he rush for over 100? Pretty sure he did. You can get that stat box for me. 130 yards.
Yeah, 13 carries.
Only 13 carries, so he averaged 10 yards a rush.
Well, he had a 50-yard touchdown in the 3rd quarter too. So he almost went over 100 yards rushing and receiving.
Dude, Eli Manning threw for more yards than Carson Wentz did. And yes, they were down, but you just think that Eli Manning's this garbage quarterback, but he still almost threw for 300 yards. No touchdowns. He had 1 interception, but he almost threw for 300 yards, which is 3 more yards than Carson Wentz threw for. It's just, I don't know.
Everything's a dump off.
Everything is a panic mode right now for the New York Giants. They're looking for somebody to blame. To me, I think Odell Beckham's got just as much to blame as Eli Manning does. So.
Yeah, even the owner came out and called him out.
Exactly. He needs to shut his mouth and get out there. It looks like he's got a top ramen on his head as well. Get a haircut. Anyway, so our wall bet for this week.
Yeah.
I went Saquon Barkley, who got me 40.9 by himself. Which was enough to beat your total.
Yeah.
Jay had a total of 35.9. That was with Beckham getting 9. Ertz got 17. Eli Manning only got him 9. Barkley 40. Alshon Jeffrey 27. Carson Wentz 29. I almost scored 100 points for those 3 guys. It was a very comfortable win for me. It wasn't even exciting to watch. After the first half, I knew I was pretty much golden when Wentz started throwing all those touchdowns. So it's going to bring us to our punishment, and it's going to be Jay again for the 3rd week. Hopefully you like his singing and you've gotten accustomed to him singing because it's gonna keep going. I think.
Hopefully, I'm getting better.
Well, hopefully next week it's not the song and I can do other things to you.
What?
Wow.
That sounds really
very
creepy.
very PG things.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well.
So what I decided to do, since we had an in-studio guest this week that you'll hear this weekend on the Friday and Saturday episode, our good friend Tony Fuentes. He's a Philly guy.
Yep.
He's an Eagles fan. Philly won this game, and I'm more mad at Eli and Odell. So I'm gonna go with a little Philly singer with Bon Jovi.
What song?
"Living on a Prayer."
Okay.
It's not going to be a very long one. I only did the first verse, but you'll get the drift.
You'll get the gist of it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's do it. Eli used to run out the clock. The Giants been on strike. They're down on their luck. It's tough. They suck. OBJ runs his routes every day. He's running for the fans. We love how he plays for us. Ooh, for us. He says we got that Eli's got to throw the ball. It doesn't make a difference if I catch it or not. We've got each other, and that's why I just got the loss. Let's give it a shot. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, I still need a prayer. Throw the ball and he'll catch it, I swear. Whoa, I still need a prayer. Woo!
Won't.
You almost want to keep going, but it's a...
I like to see the whoa!
Yeah.
That was fun. Okay, I even got involved there. I didn't think I was going to get involved, but I did.
Yeah, I did mess up on one of the lines, so sorry about that, but...
What line?
It was a one-take thing. It
didn't
was
hear
that Eli's got to throw the ball a lot. I messed up on that line.
I don't think
in
anyone
particular.
noticed, so I'll give you the credit. Punishment served.
Woo!
You have completed your punishment. So that brings us to next Thursday night's game, which is the Denver Broncos at 2-4 going to Arizona, who is 1-5. The line in this game yesterday was, I don't know what it is right now, but it's 2.5. Denver's favored by on the road. The over/under is 40.5. The very first thing that jumps out at me, actually two things. One is against the spread. Denver is 1-4 on the season against the spread. Arizona is 3-2-1. So Arizona actually is covering the point spread even though they're not winning any games. They're at home and they're a home dog. So I actually like that. But then I went and moved on to the actual stats and what their defense and offense is doing. Arizona, total offense between running and passing for Arizona Cardinals, 220 yards. 220 yards, that's got to be the league worst, and that's including Buffalo Bills. They're right there with them. So I don't know how they're going to score in this game. Denver, you can kind of run on. Denver's giving up 160 yards on the ground. But David Johnson hasn't really done much, and the whole entire offense for Arizona is only averaging 64 yards.
I know.
64 yards on the ground. So David Johnson has to get going. Hopefully, if you're a David Johnson owner, this is the game because they're giving up so many yards that he can actually rush for 100 yards and get that first game over 100, maybe catch a couple of balls as well, and do okay. But yeah, the Denver defense is giving up over 400 yards.
I think this is the
400 yards.
This is the key for Arizona if they want to win this game, is that they have to run the ball. They have to commit to David Johnson this week, and he has to get over 20 carries.
But if you're Denver, okay, you're going into Arizona, how are you not stacking the box and making Josh Rosen beat you? Like you just make him talk, even though your defense, your secondary is not that great. It's like, how do you not stack the box and say, all right, we're taking David Johnson out of this. 8 guys in the box, go ahead and throw against us. How are you going to beat us? So I'm scared. Like, it jumps out at me that Denver should easily win this game when I first look at it. But then you start diving a little bit more into the stats, and it's like, man, like their total defenses are identical. One's giving up 161 on the ground, the other one's 151. One's giving up 240 in the air, the other one's 240 in the air. Their defenses are the exact same pretty much. So this is now what I think the offense is going to do. So the better offense to me by a landslide is Denver. Like
Right.
by a landslide, by 157 yards. No, 167 yards better a game than Arizona. So if you go by just that, it should be that Denver should easily win this game. But how? Like, who's going to score? Who's going to score in this game?
Well,
Under over's 40.5, which is one of the lowest totals of the week.
So here's the thing, and obviously I think that Darnold is further along than Rosen as far as rookie
for
quarterbacks go. And the Jets just upset Denver a few weeks ago.
At home in New York.
Right.
The same thing with Arizona here is at home.
Yeah, and that's my thing is that no one really thought that Darnold could do it because he's a rookie quarterback and you have Von Miller and Bradley Chubb are going to be in his face all day. The Jets have a decent offensive line, but they don't have David Johnson. Like
Right.
they have Crowell and they have Powell, and both those guys had a good game. So they have some major issues on that run-stopping unit there.
But David Johnson he has less than 300 yards on the ground.
Right.
306 games, dude.
That's why if Arizona doesn't commit to giving David Johnson the ball, even if he's getting stuffed in the first quarter,
You got to keep
if
going.
they
to
don't commit to giving him the ball at least 20 times,
minimum, yeah.
then they're not going to win this game.
But the other thing, Denver is averaging only 15 points on the road scoring. Arizona is only averaging 12 scoring. That's a total of 27 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Defensive, though, Denver's giving up 30 points a game on the road. Arizona's giving up 20 at home, which is a total of 50 points. So what do you look at? Do you look at what the offense is scoring, which is 27 points together combined, or do you look at what the defense is giving up, which is 50.5 points combined? If you're going to make a bet on this game, you're like, you know what? I'm going to put all my money on under or over. What do you look at? The offense or the defense? Or is it a combination of both?
I look at a combination of both. I don't really just look at what they're scoring every week and what they're giving up every week because every week's a different game script.
But it's a 6-game sample size, which is pretty, that's to me, that's enough. 6 games. So you have to commit. Do you think the defenses or offenses are, which way do you go?
This might be the first Thursday night game of the year that I bet under.
This might be the first Thursday night game of the year that I don't watch. Like, I don't even care. Like, who are you starting for Denver, Jay? Emmanuel Sanders.
I'm starting Emmanuel Sanders.
Are
I'm starting Phillip Lindsay.
Okay, are you starting Freeman?
If I'm hit with a lot of bye weeks because there's 4 teams on bye this week, then yeah, I can start Freeman.
Okay. I just don't expect
He's
much
more
out of either
touchdown
one.
dependent though. Freeman is
For sure.
Whereas Lindsay actually gets a lot of receptions and runs, so I'm comfortable starting Lindsay.
You're starting Demaryius Thomas?
I'm starting Demaryius Thomas.
Okay, and now on the Arizona side, David Johnson.
Correct.
I'll stop there. Like, who else you playing?
To me, Fitzgerald and Kirk are both. I don't. It depends on who Chris Harris is gonna line up against. If they use Fitzgerald in the slot and Chris Harris just defends him the entire game, then Christian Kirk could break loose for something.
But okay, you know what? Because of the games, the teams that are on a bye, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have the Green Bay Packers, Seattle, Oakland. You might have plenty of options there that you could have on your team, so you might be stuck in between a rock and a hard place in your dynasty league. I definitely think this could be a possible start for Christian Kirk if you have like maybe Juju and Devontae Adams, or like for me, I have Antonio Brown and Devontae Adams. So
Right.
I'm scraping the barrel in that one league, and I'm looking to find a guy, and it's between Keelan Cole and like the option is just not that great.
That's why you would start somebody like Christian Kirk in that spot.
I agree with that. So, but just be leery that he's not going to have. Don't think he's going to get you 15 to 20 points.
No.
His ceiling is very low, in my opinion. His floor is just like if he can get you 8 to 10 points, you're very happy with that, Christian Kirk. I think.
I would agree.
So to me, if I'm betting this game, I'm probably not even going to watch it, to be honest with you. But just for shits and giggles, I will take. If it was 3, if Arizona was getting 3, I would bet Arizona with confidence. It's still at 2.5 at the moment. While we're recording, now it's down to 1.5 only. So Denver's favored by 1.5.
Let me get the updated odds. This is that was from early this morning. Let's get the updated odds.
This is very important because I could literally go either way on this. Yeah, it said 1.5, I think. 1.5 and over under is 42. People are betting the over in this game. It went from 40 to 42.5.
So it went from pick'em to -1.5 when it first opened.
Give me Arizona and the under. Arizona getting 1.5, I guess, and the under.
That's just going against the public right there too,
That's
which
it. That's all
I
it is.
100% agree. That's what happened last week, like I told you with the Philadelphia game. Everyone was betting the Giants, so I took Philadelphia because it just went way too low. You got good value with it. If this number continues to climb before you actually bet the game, then yeah, you like Arizona even more.
I like the under. I just don't see who's going to score in this game unless there's a couple of fluky touchdowns. I like the under as well. So that actually brings us to next week's picks for our punishment.
Before we say who we picked,
Okay.
You want to see who we picked first, or you want to spin the wheel first? The wheel of punishment.
Ooh, I say we go who we have first, so we know.
Let's go who we have first.
So I drew for the 4th week in a row. Well, Jay drew actually the number 2, which gave me the number 1 by default.
Hashtag shocker.
I'm just gonna keep letting you pick because you seem to keep giving me the number 1, and I'm okay with that. So with the number 1 pick, I went surprise to everyone, David Johnson. Jay had the number 2 pick, and you went
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders. I went number 3, and I took Josh Rosen, and Jay went with the 4th pick.
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. The only reason why, just let me preface this, I'm not confident in Josh Rosen, but I wanted to be more of a competition this week. So I went Rosen, and then I also went Demarius Thomas with my last pick.
Which means that Rosen will probably have over 300 yards this game.
Well, I'm lucky. And Jay went Christian Kirk. So Jay is Keenum, Case Keenum, Emmanuel Sanders, Christian Kirk. James is Josh Rosen, David Johnson, and Demarius Thomas for this week. And we did say we're going to change it up. I went and online and bought a wheel that we can spin every single week. It's got 8 different things that will be a punishment. As far as singing is still on there. Just to go over a couple of them. One of them is called a Lego sit, which is you sit on Legos for the entire segment that we do, and you just got to keep moving around. You're sitting on Legos. It can be very uncomfortable. Blindfolded is on there. You have to do baby talk. Crackers is eat 6 saltine crackers without water. One of them's the one I really don't want to do is called chug 'em, which is chug a full beer followed by a glass of milk. That one I think me and you might both throw up on because I cannot stand milk, even if it's a shot of milk. So that one I'm definitely not looking to having stomach ache for the rest of the day.
Milk is so gross.
So I agree. And the other one I'm not looking forward to is blind dining, which is the other person's going to be blindfolded, and the second person gets to put 3 random foods in your mouth, and you have to guess what they're putting in. And I'm definitely not with that either.
I'm okay with it. I mean,
there's other things I'd rather do than that. Let's just say that. So we can spin the wheel if you'd like. You want me to spin it?
Yeah, I'll hold the base here. You spin it. Give it a good hard spin. Can you see what it says there? Let's see.
Oh God, blind dining. Okay, so blind
dining. That's the
dining.
one you didn't want to do.
Yeah, of course. That's how it rolls. So this will be the week that I lose. So blind dining. So essentially, the other person's going to bring in 3 items. Could be food items, could be drink, liquid, whatever you want. Don't let the other person know ahead of time. And we're going to be able to blindfold the second person, the loser, I guess you would say. And the other person gets to put 3 random foods or drink in your mouth, which could be as disgusting as they want. It could be something as pickle juice. It could be something disgusting like jalapeno juice or something even worse than that. Hopefully you take it easy on me. But I already have 2 things in mind that I want to put in there, and it's not a body part.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm not eating that.
And then, so did you want to... Don't be so shocked. Anything else that you want to add to the Thursday preview, or are you ready to move on to what are you mad about?
No, let's move on to what are you mad about, and I'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to play the little intro, okay?
Yeah.
Little Metallica. Alright, so this is what I'm mad about this week in particular. Last night, I go on and I'm telling my girlfriend, I'm like, oh, have you ever seen this movie? It's called Life. It's got Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy in it. It's really funny. She says no, she hasn't. I'm like, okay, cool. Me and my brother were just talking about it and had a lot of funny parts to it. Let's go on and see if we can get it and play it. So I go on DirecTV and I go on demand. I'm like, oh, I'll just type it in, whatever, it'll be there. It's not there. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. The movie's not there. I'll just go to something else. So I go to HBO Go, which I pay for. I go to HBO and I go to the app. I turn on my PlayStation. Now about a good 4 or 5 minutes has passed by. She's already getting irritated that I can't find it. I am as well. So I go to HBO. I'm like, babe, it's going to be on HBO. Trust me, it's going to be on HBO. I type it in. Everything that has to do with the word life is there, but the movie Life. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I was like, don't we have Netflix? Okay, we pay for Netflix as well. I'll make it out of here. I'll turn on the Apple TV and we'll get Netflix. So I go to Netflix. I type in Life. It's not there. I'm not lying, Jay. At least 11 full minutes now, maybe 15 minutes have passed by. I can't find this damn movie. So I'm like, okay, I find it on demand, but they want to charge me $11.99 to buy it. And no renting option. I'm like, I'm not spending $12 on this movie. She might not even like it. So now my last option, I go to Hulu. Not on Hulu. I was like, okay, we have all these different apps and all these different things that we pay for. We can't find this damn movie. So then the last stitch effort that I have is, I'm like, oh, I have Amazon Prime. I'll go to Amazon Prime. I type it in there. They want to charge me $3.99 to rent it. The movie is 20 years old, and I can't find it anywhere. So now I'm in a situation where I'm on the couch trying to tell my girlfriend how great this movie is, trying to sell her on it. 20 full minutes has passed by, and I can't find this movie anywhere. I take the little PlayStation controller, and I start to like bend it, like I'm gonna snap this thing, and it starts to crack a little bit. And she's like, it's fine, we'll just watch something else. I'm like, well, at this point, I don't even want to watch TV. I'm like, we're paying for HBO Go, we're paying for Hulu, we're paying for Netflix, we're paying for all these other things, and none of these have this movie for free to watch. Every single time it comes down to us wanting to watch a movie, we can't find the damn movie. So that was what I was mostly pissed off about. It's not fantasy football related, and sometimes it's not. But I was fuming, and at that moment, I texted Jay and I said, we need to bring back What Are You Mad About? Because I am pissed right now because I don't even want to watch TV, and so that's why we brought the segment back. So hopefully you also have something you were mad about as well, because that I can feel my face right now getting red again from last night.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually see his face getting red.
I was so, you have no idea to put into words how pissed I was when I'm like, okay, I finally got her sold on the movie, which she didn't want to watch. She was like, what year was the movie? Anytime it comes down to if we're going to watch the movie or not, it's got to be it's got to be earlier than 2010. And I'm like, I think it was in the 2000s, even though I knew it wasn't. And she's like, well, what year? And I'm like,
she wants to know what year the movie is?
Because she doesn't like going back to like the 80s and 90s and whatever.
What?
Because like the movie, you know how like, she's a millennial, dude. So no offense to her, hopefully she doesn't listen. But like, they're used to HD, 1080, 3D, all these screen effects and like green screen and like whatever. Like they can't fathom a movie being good from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Even though there's so many that are.
There's so many good movies.
Jay, it's so hard for me to get her to commit to a movie. As soon as I told her it was from 1999, she was immediately out. Immediately. And I was like, just give me 10 minutes, you'll watch it and you'll love it.
There's so many good movies though that you don't even need like CGI for or HDMI. Like you don't need it.
Not in this house. In this household, unless it was 2010 or sooner, so basically the last 8 years, she won't even give it a chance.
That is crazy because like I can see if it was like an action movie and you go back and you watch old action movies. I'll tell you one movie that it made a huge difference on, which
Star Wars?
I could agree with. No, not Star Wars. It's the movie It.
Okay.
Okay, the horror
original.
Movie. Okay, so years and years and years ago when I was a kid, I watched the original, and at the time when you're a kid, it's scary.
Well, for sure.
Okay, so the new It comes out 2017 or whatever it came out, right? We saw it in the movie theater. It was fantastic. Like, it was a great movie. Nothing like the original.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I don't really remember all the original. So I'm going to go back. I have it on DVD. You know, I'll go watch it. So I went back and watched it. It was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this isn't even remotely scary. Like, even for, like, a little kid, it was like, it was probably one of the stupidest movies. I sat through the whole damn thing, and I was like, who in the hell was scared by this?
You.
Okay, I was a kid though. I'm saying,
yeah, but
like,
you said even for a kid. You just said
there can't be even like an adult in this world that could say I was scared by the original It unless they were like less than 12 years old.
What year was that? 70s or 80s?
That was in the 80s.
Okay, I never saw it.
I mean, I wouldn't even recommend you go back and watch it because it's so bad. It's not scary.
I still don't get paying somebody or paying something to scare me. I don't get that. Like, I don't know if it was you that ruined it when I was a kid, but like haunted houses, not a huge fan of. Scary movies, I'm definitely not a huge fan of. I don't get the narrative of like, I want to get terrified today, so I'm going to hand someone $30 to scare me. I don't get the narrative. I don't get it.
Okay, I relate it to, and you'll be able to see the correlation with this, is gambling. You get that adrenaline rush, and it's not like an adrenaline rush that lasts forever.
It's fear, though.
But it's adrenaline. It's adrenaline.
Fear.
I like scary movies, and I like going to like haunted houses. Not like every single year, but I enjoy them when I go to them.
I couldn't tell you the last time I was at a haunted house. Couldn't tell you.
Over
5 years.
I would have to go by myself because my kids are too young.
I'm not going with you.
And my wife hates it. Kelly hates it, and you're not going. So I would literally have to go by myself if I want to go. There's one right down the street from my house.
Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get like I said, I told somebody at work, I'm like, if you're that like into getting scared, give me $50 a month. Just $50 a month. I'll come over your house every once in a while and scare you, if that's what you want. Like, I don't get the narrative there.
But
I'm so scared. Oh my god, I feel alive. I feel alive. I'm so scared.
It's fun because you know nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's the jumping out at you that gets me. I don't want that.
Little quick scare and then boom, you're right on there. The rest of your life.
I don't know who would enjoy that. Apparently you.
I do.
Well, that's what I was pissed about, is because it took so much to even get her to the point of saying okay that I probably should have researched, and now from now on I will research before I even bring up a movie to my girlfriend, then make sure that I can play it on command, for free, ready to go. Otherwise, I won't even talk about it.
And
So
you have to lie about the year.
Oh yeah, the year. I swear to God, that's our first question every time. What year? What year to come out? I'm like, who cares? Who cares if it was 99 or 2009? Like, who cares?
So she's never seen The Godfather 1 or 2 then,
I think the guy. I did do the. I'm smart. I'm not dumb like everyone says. Had no idea what that was from. She had no idea. I've only seen The Godfather once.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
she
crazy.
has seen Casino and Goodfellas and likes those, and those are in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But those are like gangster movies. They're not like, you know.
That's why I said I can see if it's action.
Right.
Okay.
But that's it. So are you mad about anything or not?
I am mad about something, and it just happened to be fantasy football related, and it is just this last week. I am in. Okay, so we share a league. You, myself, Travis. We share a league in our friend Jimmy's game day card break league. Okay, which by the way, let me just suggest to you, don't ever try to split a team with 3 people. Because it's not going to end up good because you just can't get on the same page with everybody. No, we don't like all the same guys on every single platform.
Just in reference to that, though, I did say C.J. Beathard on the who to pick up quarterback, and he was the highest scoring one.
Yeah, of course.
So,
well, that's a
I can't even get to the team. I can't even get, like, there's
only
only two people and there's
owners.
3 of us splitting.
Right.
Go ahead.
So if you count that as one of the leagues, because I split it 3 ways,
That's counted, yeah.
It's 8 leagues
Okay.
that I'm in total, including dynasty, redraft, everything. Okay, going into the Monday night game, I was literally going to be 0-8.
Right. Yeah, you texted me.
And I said,
Should I read the text?
This has never happened in my entire all my years of playing fantasy football. There's always been at least a league where I've won a game. I was like, I've never gone 0-8. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, and then you're like, oh, I lost a game last week. And I said, James, you didn't lose 8 leagues.
Well, yeah, okay, obviously.
I know you were just trying to be like supportive. You're
Right.
like, I lost last week when I scored 200. I had a 100-point lead on you in one of the dynasty leagues. I was up 105-0 after the Thursday night game, and you're like, well, there you go. You have 105 points with 3 guys. I said, well, those are my best 3 guys. So the rest of the team is playing and not guaranteed to score that much.
No.
I put up 206 points and lost.
What you got really mad about, which I was trying to be supportive, was you said, you said I'm going to lose in all 8 leagues, one of which had a 105-point league, and I said you still haven't lost in Travis's league yet, so stop. And you're like, this is cool. And then you go, I have a 6-point lead with Cooper Kupp, blah blah blah. And then I was like, damn, okay, I'm looking at the thing, it's live, and I was up by half a point. Then Keelan Cole fumbled, which was a -2. So now I was 1.5 behind you, and I was like, damn, that Cole fumble hurt. And you go, that Cole fumble hurt, huh? Score a 206 and lose. 0-8, lost in every single league. And I'm like, well, I'm going to lose in this other league. And you go, 0-8, James. Like, you're yelling at me. And I was like, all right, so you can't be consoled at that point.
Cooper Kupp is, meanwhile, he's got horse tackle, so he's out of the game.
Horse tackled.
And he's out of the horse collar.
Yeah.
He's out of the game, and he's sitting on the sidelines. Meanwhile, you're like, oh, Keelan Cole fumbled. I'm like, yeah, Keelan Cole fumbled. Like, really? Like,
Well,
you have
because-
Todd Gurley, who's got 70 points. He had 100 yards rushing at halftime.
Because at that
and you're talking
point-
about a Keelan Cole fumble?
Because at that point, it went from me winning to losing. So if Keelan Cole didn't catch another ball the rest of the game, I could have been in a world of hurt.
No, because you had Todd Gurley.
But
and
they had
he-
a huge
and
lead.
they had a lead.
That's what I was
and
worried
so they were
about.
running the clock
But
out.
I was worried that they were going to pull him because they had that big lead.
No, it wasn't
Luckily
a
for
huge lead,
me,
it was a
Denver
10-point
scored.
lead.
Because Denver scored. If they didn't, it would have been different.
So, needless to say, I'm sitting there 0-8, and it comes down to the Monday night game, and I'm literally standing in front of the TV with about, 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, and I'm losing. I'm 0-8 in these leagues. Devontae Adams has to have the game of his life for me to come back and win 2 of the leagues so that I can go 2-6. And if it wasn't for that last touchdown that Devontae Adams scored with less than a minute to go in the game, I would have gone 0-8. Like, I literally was losing every single game. I said, this has never happened. Even in the big boy league, that's a $500 entry fee. Our team is good. Like, you look at our team, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Same
Like,
with me in Venetian.
You can't say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe if you do this and this. No, the team is good. I'm stacked at receiver. I have a good quarterback. I have Zeke Elliott as my running back 1. My running back 2 is my only weak spot. I'm good at tight end, and my bench is solid.
But you're in a redraft league where it's hard to trade and redraft. And
No one wants to trade.
Of course not. Because didn't you win the league last year? So once you win the league, or once you show that you're going to be at the top of the league, or you make your own podcast that you've been on for a year, is there anyone that's going to want to help you out? Of course not. They're going to try to help anyone else out. They're only worried about themselves in a redraft league, which you should be. And they're going to say, well, damn, your team's 2-4. Why would I give you a top running back to help you out and make you squeak in?
I offered like multiple players to get a running back too, not even a stud
No,
running
you're
back.
trying to get Kamara in one of them.
That's one of them, but I'm offering AJ Green and Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
And he has no receivers. He needs a receiver bad. Giving him AJ Green immediately puts him in, and his other running backs are actually decent. They're not like top 5 guys, but he's got decent replacements at running back, and he has no receivers. So that would be a good trade for both of us.
Were you working on it, right?
I'm still working on it. He gave me the old let me see.
Well,
So the door has not shut on that yet.
let him see. So for next week, Jay, Keenum, Sanders, Kirk, James, Rosen, David Johnson, and Demaryius Thomas. Somebody is going to be blindfolded for a couple minutes while we shove spoonfuls of stuff in their mouth. So that would be one to watch next week on YouTube. If you don't watch on YouTube, you can subscribe Triple Coverage Podcast on YouTube, and you can see the videos of the punishments that are going to be coming for the rest of this year. And we'll even change them up every once in a while and add new things to it. If you have any suggestions, email us at triplecoveragePodcast@gmail.com, correct?
Yes.
All right, you ready to crack one?
Let's crack it.
All right, good luck.